Hi, everyone, and welcome to For the Love of the Map. I'm your host, Julia, aka Sweet Tea.
I'm your host, Marla, and together we are your non-stop connection to everything supernatural.
With 2.5 years of experience and over 8,000 combined workout sessions, we test it all so you can get right to the fun. Hey, Marla.
Hi, Julia.
It's Quick Hit Sunday.
Happy Quick Hit Sunday.
Happy Quick Hit Sunday. So today we're going to talk about flow state.
Flow state.
Sounds so crazy, doesn't it? Flow state. What is flow state? Flow state is when you get in the zone.
Ooh.
When you become fully immersed and the world around you disappears. Time stands still. Yeah, it sounds so scientific, right?
It sounds like something from science fiction.
Well, it does. And I had never heard of this before Supernatural. People started talking about flow state, and I had to sit down and be like, do I do flow state? So when someone's asked what flow state is before, I give the answer of, it's like you're driving in your car, you get in, you completely zone out, and then you arrive at your destination and you're like, how did I get here? I mean, you know you drove your car, but you freak out because you're like, did I run every stoplight? Did I follow all the traffic rules? You have no clue what you did. Like, you are supposed to be driving, operating a vehicle, and you have no idea how you got where you were supposed to be. That is flow state. So that's the only way that I can understand what flow state is for me.
So I cannot relate to your car analogy.
Really?
I've heard other people talk about that, but I have never gotten in the car and driven in a flow state, apparently, where it's like, whoa, what's happening?
Maybe one day it'll happen.
I have gotten into a flow state before Supernatural.
Oh, interesting. I haven't heard this before.
Several times. There are several activities that I do that allow me to get into a flow state where I lose all time. I'm so hyper focused. I don't know what's going on around me in the world. I'm just me and whatever it is I'm doing. And I'm not really even thinking. Yeah. But I'm making so much progress, or I come to new ideas. This is what I love about Supernatural, because this happens to me when I'm flowing all the time. I get the most creative thoughts in the headset just by not even really thinking about them, but I'm thinking about them. It's the coolest thing. And I know this. I do this to you. I leave you voice messages from the headset. I do this to lots of other friends or my creative friends where we're putting on events in Supernatural. I'll have ideas like, oh, this is what we should do for this event, or blah, blah, blah. And that's headset ideas, because I'm in a flow state. My brain just gets in this creative place and I just lose all time. That happens to me when I paint, when I watercolor paint. Okay. Not always. Yeah. But a lot of times it's happened to me where I've sat down and it's been like 9 o'clock in the morning, and then all of a sudden I look at the clock again and it's 4, and I'm like, what just happened?
Where did the time go?
Where did it go? And it's because I'm in such a focused state. Yeah. That all this magical stuff happens. I happen to do things, and flow state is a really awesome place to happen upon, you know? And once that happens once for you, you're just kind of like searching for it all the time, you know? It's kind of cool.
I don't oftentimes go into flow state when I'm doing flow.
Interesting.
I really think it's all your fault. No.
Why is it my fault?
I think it's not your fault. I think it's because we're always looking and watching and dissecting what we're seeing in there. and
I'll take
studying music
responsibility a little
choreography.
bit.
Okay.
Yes. Hmm.
Well, we started
Fair.
doing that together in our
Yes, we
party
did.
workouts. And
Yes, we
obviously
did.
in a party workout, you're not I wouldn't say you're going to go in you I guess some people could go into a flow state. I mean, then you would be completely ignoring your party, but I'm sure it happens.
Hmm.
But I'm very focused when I'm in a party with the party people, and sometimes I really am just hitting targets and stuff
Hmm.
and have no idea. Like, I'm not even thinking about the target hitting. I'm thinking about the people and the conversation. And so I don't know. Is that a flow? Is that some type of a flow state?
Interesting.
Yeah. But when I'm by myself, unless it's a workout that I've done over and over and over, and I just know the choreography and I'm just in there for the feel good time, and or if I have something that I'm truly thinking about that just whisks me away. I mean, sometimes you just don't have deep things that you're thinking about, but
Right.
my thoughts are always going, and sometimes it'll just whisk me away somewhere. But I find I go into flow state more in boxing than
Yeah.
flow, which is
That's
really
interesting.
crazy. Yeah.
Do you think it is because you aren't analyzing the boxing choreography as much
I
as you
think
do
so.
flow?
Yeah, because really boxing is limited to the type of choreography that can be added. I mean, there's only so much the choreographer can do to
With
bring to
jab,
put
jab,
targets. Yeah,
uppercut. Yeah, I hear
exactly.
you. Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
you.
So I really think that's why it's not as complex. And so I'm not really I have gotten out of a boxing song when it ended and was kind of like, okay, well, I hit all the targets, but
How'd I
I
get
was
here?
just in the just going through the motions almost
Yeah.
is how I can explain it. And don't really remember. I mean, unless I'm just really into the song, I don't know. It's not constant for me. It's not always the same variable, and I just
Yeah.
know that this is going to happen. It just sometimes will happen and sometimes it won't. And I told you of a time more recently where I kept myself from going into a flow state
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to focus on the choreography and what
Yeah.
I was doing because I was trying to get 100%. And I did on that song, but I got mad at myself because my mind was wanting to drift into this different place. And I was like, no, no, stay here, stay with the targets. And so sometimes maybe I don't go into flow state because I don't let myself. I don't know.
Yeah. I think
It's
maybe
very
you
interesting.
do. It's definitely, I don't know, for me, it's an unconscious decision to go into a flow state.
Mm-hmm.
If my brain is not relaxed and at peace with itself, it's much harder for me to go into a flow state. Like I won't allow myself, like you wouldn't allow yourself that one day.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of it is you have to kind of just be at peace and go in there and allow yourself to go into a flow
Yeah.
state.
You have to kind of let go.
Yeah, for sure. But I know a lot of athletes talk about going into a flow state while they're training, runners, soccer players I've heard say go into a flow state, which blows my mind because, like,
Wow.
don't you have so much to focus on and quick decisions to make? But
Mm-hmm.
I guess once you go into a flow state, you're making subconscious decisions, which is what you want to do because they're
Right.
faster.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, the benefits of flow. I've read a few papers on, and just for me personally, the benefits is that's where I find like the magic starts to happen. Like I'll be in a
Mm.
creative block, and if I can get myself into a flow state, I'm
Everything
progressing.
opens up.
Yes, everything
Mm.
opens up. So it would be interesting to hear how many other people are able to get into a flow state. And can you only do it with supernatural? Do you do it out of the headset? What's the deal? Are you
Yeah.
driving from A to B like Julia and have no idea how you got there?
Marla's like, you're a psycho, and I'm never riding in the car
I'm
with
never
you.
riding with you. Like I'm worried now.
Which, if you were in there, we would be blabbing. So I would not be
Yes.
going into flow
Yes.
state. But it's when
This
I'm
is
by
true.
myself, and I get into my
Yeah.
thoughts. So I
And I
think
can
that's
understand
just
that.
yeah how that happens. And I think if if you, not you, but if our audience is doing Supernatural or Beat Saber, anything I've heard, you can get into it in the rhythm games.
Right.
If you're not achieving flow state, it could be that you just need to move up to that next intensity level, because the harder it is, you just aren't challenging your mind in the right. I don't know. It's a very fascinating topic that I do think would be great to open up discussion into our group about, into our
I
Facebook
bet
community.
Coach Doc give us a lot of insight on this topic. I feel like he would have a lot of knowledge and experience trying to achieve flow state or getting into flow state, because I believe meditation and flow state are very similar. So it would be cool to talk to him about it. Maybe one day.
I should meditate more.
I think you should meditate more. I definitely think you should meditate more. We should all meditate and make it a priority. I go through phases with it and always regret when I skip out on the practice of meditating.
Well, because it's there for us. It's there for us to take and use. And I do know that he writes those meditations, every single one himself, and that's there. So I do think that we should be utilizing it. I just need to get into that habit of
it is a habit.
Yeah.
Rate the workouts, meditate with Doc.
That's right. Oh, wow. Well, like I said, I definitely want to open this conversation up to our community, and I think it would be very interesting to see who gets in a flow state, who doesn't, what makes you. Do you get into a driving flow state like me?
Yeah.
Are you like Marla and you're just watching everything on the road and being a very good driver? I mean, it does sound terrible to be like, hi, are you going to take my license? I do. Is the question they'll ask you at the DMV. Do you get in a flow state while you're driving and you not have your license? We're taking it away. So,
that's funny. That is hilarious. Funny. So, tell us your experience. What activities do you do that you find yourself in a flow state in?
Supernatural or not, we'd love to know. So anyway, well, thank you guys for listening in to us today. We appreciate you all, and we hope that you guys have a great day.
Bye. Thanks for joining us on today's episode of For the Love of the Map. As always, you can join the discussion on our Facebook and Instagram profiles. The links can be found in the description box below. If you find value in our content, we'd appreciate if you'd share this show with your friends. See you guys next week.